One Punch Man Season 3 is getting a lot of hate. It's no secret to anyone that a fan of One Punch Man or has watched both Seasons 1 and 2, Season 1 is regarded as legendary in animation from the studio Madhouse. Then when Season 2 came around and was done by Viz Media, fans weren't happy how the animation got a big downgrade, especially in the fight scenes where it mattered. And I hate to say it, but it looks like Season 3 has followed suit of Season 2 and not Season 1. Season 3 is with JC Staff, who did Danmachi and Konosuba, but One Punch Man Season 3 isn't being received well at all, with a Reddit post reading, even in the moments when characters do move in the room with others, they quickly zoom into that character and just drag the PNG up and down. And they aren't wrong.
Alright, I'm just gonna say it. One Punch Man. Season 3 is not good. Yeah, I said it. I know half of y'all are already typing essays in the comments, but listen. Before you call me a fake fan, watch this entire video, because if you've been watching since Season 1, you know something feels off. This isn't the same show that dropped Jaws back in 2015. That show had energy, timing, soul. This one? It feels like a shell of its former self. Let's talk about why, and trust me, by the end, you'll either agree with me or be furious. Either way, you're staying till the end. One Punch Man at Season 1 wasn't just good, it was a cultural moment. Madhouse didn't just animate fights, they painted art. Every punch from Saitama felt heavy, every villain reveal looked god tier. The pacing, the comedy, the direction, everything was tight, bold and ridiculously entertaining. The world felt alive, the characters had personality, and the action wasn't just about strength. It was about boredom, philosophy and ego. That's what made Saitama great. He wasn't fighting villains, he was fighting meaninglessness. But then we get to Season 3, and everything that once felt sharp now feels muted. Season 3 just doesn't hit. The animation is inconsistent, the pacing is uneven, and the emotional build-up feels forced. Look, I get it, it's a different studio, but when you take a show that built its identity on spectacle and satire, and then strip away the energy, you're left with something that feels soulless. Characters feel flatter, jokes don't land, and the fights, my god, the fights look like someone pressed the motion blur button and called it a day. And what hurts most? Saitama barely feels like the same character. His deadpan humor used to land because of how beautifully the chaos around him was animated. Now, it just feels awkward, like the spark is gone. The truth is, One Punch Man isn't just about fights. It's about irony. A hero who's too strong for his own story. When the visuals are lazy, that irony disappears. When the tone loses direction, that comedy turns hollow. It's not just bad animation, it's the soul of the series fading away. Season 3 feels like it's trying to imitate greatness instead of earning it. Every big fight feels like it wants to remind you how hype the old days were, without understanding what made those moments work. Don't get me wrong, but there are still die-hard fans defending it. I see the comments, I see the clips. Some people say, you're just hating because Madhouse isn't doing it anymore. But let's be real, when a series like One Punch Man, known for its insane animation and perfect tone balance, drops a new season that looks and feels mid, you can't blame fans for being disappointed. The community wanted fireworks, we got sparklers, and that's the crazy part. I love this series, I want to love Season 3. Saitama's story deserves better. Garu's arc deserves better. We've waited years for this, and instead of that jaw-dropping, meme-filled, explosive return, we got something that feels like a recap. The jokes, the tension, the timing, all the things that made us fall in love, they're missing. And that's what hurts most. Because deep down, we know how good One Punch Man can be. Season 3 didn't punch me in the gut. It just tapped me on the shoulder and asked if I remembered the old days. So yeah. Maybe I'm being harsh, maybe I'm nostalgic, but I refuse to pretend this is the same One Punch Man I fell in love with. What do you think? Am I wrong? Did I miss something? Drop your thoughts below because I know the fanbase is split and I want to hear every take. If you made it this far, smash that like button, subscribe if you still believe Saitama deserves better, and comment, bring back Season 1 energy, so I know who the real ones are.